Hello everyone, welcome to another video tutorial from SFDC Stop in the Lightning Web Components tutorial series. So in this tutorial what we are going to do, we are actually going to perform the delete operation on our to-do list. So in the last tutorial we actually created a to-do list, we binded our JavaScript to our HTML and we did this thing, that is we are able to add one or more tasks to our to-do list by using the add button, right? So this is what we did in the last tutorial, and in this tutorial we are actually going to perform some functionality by clicking on this delete button, and we'll see a number of methods by which we can actually delete the element from our array in the JavaScript, right? Okay, so let's begin. So the first thing that we need to do is that I need to call a function on clicking off when I'm going to click this delete button, right? So let me just go to this delete button. So this is the delete button icon that I'm using here, and I want that whenever I'm going to click this button, a function should be called, right? So let me just add an on-click handler, and let's say my function name is delete task task from list, right? So this function will be called automatically whenever I'm going to click this button, right? Okay, so I'm just going to go into my to-do list JavaScript file. I'm going to add a new function here, and this function will actually receive an event as well. And I can simply write here as console.log, let's say deleting task, right? Okay, so this function will be called automatically whenever I am clicking any kind of delete button, as I have specified it in the on-click handler. And let's see if this function is called or not, right? So I'm just going to add three tasks very quickly: task one, task two, and I'm going to add another task, task three. And I'm just going to open my inspect window, and whenever I'm clicking any kind of delete button, whether it is this or this or this, the delete task but method is being called, and I can see here that this function is being called on clicking of any of the delete button, right? Okay, so now I know that whenever I'm going to click any delete button, this function will be called automatically and I need to delete my task. But the question here is that how will I specify that which task is actually, which task that I need to delete, right? Because I mean, the same function is actually being called in all the delete icons. So how can I specify which task is the one that is to be deleted, right? So in order to identify the task that is to be deleted, I actually need to use that any kind of property of that particular task, and I need to bind that onto our HTML element, right? So what I can do, I can actually use another property of the button which is known as name, and I can specify and I can bind this name with some property of my to do task. So let's say I am binding this name with my to do task ID, right? So I can bind this name with a to do task ID to uniquely identify the task whose delete button is actually being called, right? Let me just add here, right, to do task dot id, right? So what I did here, I actually used another property of my lightning button, which is name, and I binded this name with the ID of my to-do task, just to make sure that I can uniquely identify the to-do task, because you know this particular list item is going to render again and again, and in each iteration the task ID will be different. For the task one it will be one, for task two it will be two, right? So in each name attribute of the button, let's say the name attribute of this button will be having a value of 1, because in that case the id is 1, right? The name attribute of this button will be having a value of 2, because in that case the id is 2, right? The name attribute of this button will be this list item will be having an id of 3, because in that case the to do task.id is actually 3, right? So this is that's why I mean I have binded the name attribute of my lightning button with the to do task.id. Okay, so let's move on to our JavaScript file and let's see how we can use this name attribute here. So what we did, I mean, we have done this in the past, right? Whenever we want to access the value of my input field, I used event.target.value. But in this case, I don't need to access the value, I need to access the name, right? So how can I access the name? I can simply do that, I can simply access the name as, let's say, event.target.name, right? So if I do event.target.name, I can actually access the name attribute of my button, because in this case the kind of HTML element which is firing my on click event is this button, and I am actually going to access the name of this HTML element. So that's why I am specifying here event.target.name. Let me add this in a single console log. So I can simply say that deleting task with ID, and then the ID of the task will be my it will be here event dot target dot name, right? Okay, so just let me check this out whether it is working fine or not. So I'm going to add a task 1 again, I'm going to add a task 2, and I'm going to add a task 3 as well, right? Okay, so let's say if I delete this particular task, right? So I'm getting deleting task with ID and then the name attribute that I specified, which is 1, because this name attribute which I'm getting from lightning button, because my target is lightning button, right? So this name attribute is actually binded with the ID of my to do task, which is an object in the list, as we learned about this in the previous video, right? So this is the name attribute which is whose value is actually coming in the function, right? So let me click on this button. It will say that deleting task with ID 2. If I click on this button, it is saying that deleting task with ID 3. And this is actually what I want, right? Because if I'm actually clicking on any of the buttons, I should get a unique ID using which I can identify that which particular task I need to delete or remove from the list, right? Okay, so now I got to know that this is how I can get to the ID of my task that I need to delete from the list, right? Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me just store this ID of the task. So let's say let ID to delete. So you can also use var here, but I'll prefer let because it is the latest syntax of JavaScript that we usually use. So let ID to delete, it will be equal to event dot target dot name, right? So this is the ID of the task that I want to delete, right? And let me specify the to do task list as well. So let me just use the to do task list. So it will be let to do tasks, and this to do task list will be this dot to do tasks, right? And what can I do apart from this? I can actually do one thing. I can actually add a for loop here, right? Because I mean, let's just think in general terms. When I want to delete a task from the list, then how can I do that? I can actually iterate the whole list, and I can find that which task is actually having an ID that I want to delete, right? And then I can actually delete that task. So I have just assigned this to do tasks list to this particular variable for simplicity, because I don't need to actually use this dot to do task again and again. However, you can directly use this as well, right? Okay, so let me do one thing. I'm going to write a for loop here. So this is similar like you do in any kind of other language. So let me do for, and then I'm specifying a variable, let I is equal to 0 and I should be less than to do tasks dot length, right? And then I plus plus. And what I'm doing here, I'm actually getting each and every object, and I need to check that which object ID is equal to the ID that I want to delete, right? So if let's say id to delete is equal to, and it should be equal to do tasks, the ith element of to do task dot id. So if it's true, then I got to know that this is the to do task that I want to delete, right? So what I need, I mean, I don't need a whole task that I want to delete, I just need the index of the task. So I can just specify another variable which is named as to do item index. Yeah, we can also specify it as to do task index. Let's name it as this. So to do task index, and I can specify that to do task index is equal to I, right? So this index is actually the index of the array element. I mean the index of the array that I'm going to use, right? Okay, so let me just specify that index more clearly to you. Just give me a second, so that I can actually complete the part first. So after this, we are going to use this dot to do tasks dot splice method, and after this, I'm going to specify the to do task index, and I'm going to specify the number that I want to delete. I mean the number of tasks that I want to delete, right? Okay, so this is what we are going to do, and this will be, I mean, using this, we are actually going to delete a task from the list. So let me just specify what we are doing. Let's say we have a list of tasks, right? So let's say we have a list of tasks here, and in each and every task, I have an object with the ID of 1, and the task name is, let's say, task 1, right? and after that what I have another object here with an ID of 2, and the task name is, let's say, it is task 2, right? Okay, and after that what I have an ID of 3, right? So ID of 3 and ID of 3 and the name is that task 3, right? So let's say I have these 3 tasks in my list currently, and what I can do, I mean, if I just clear this thing and I write tasks here, I can see that these 3 tasks are in my list: ID1, ID2, ID3, right? Okay, so what I'm doing after this, I mean, I'm getting the ID of the task that I want to delete in this particular variable. This we have already seen, right? And I added a for loop, and I got to know the index of the task that I want to delete, right? So let me just rename this task variable as to do task first of all. So let to do tasks is equal to tasks, right? So if I specify to do tasks, it is similar, right? Okay, so let me just execute this for loop in the console, and we will be able to see that what it is doing actually, right? So I'm just going to paste this for loop, and I'm going to actually execute this. So we are getting an issue, I think. Okay, ID to delete variable is not specified. That's why we are getting an issue. Let me just write it again. So let's say right now we have a to do task like this where ID is 1, 2, and 3. And let's say my ID to delete variable is actually having a value of 2. Let's say I want to remove this second task, right? So ID to delete is actually having a value of 2, right? Okay, so now I can actually add my for loop, which is doing nothing, which is actually iterating a list of to do tasks, and it is actually checking that whether my ID to delete, which has a value of 2, is equal to the current to do task, which is specified by to do task of I, which is the index, and then the ID of the to do task. So I'm actually checking that which of the to do task is actually having an ID of 2, which is equal to this particular ID, and I'm actually specifying or storing the ID in the to do task index. So I think one thing we forgot to do is to just initialize to do task index variable as well. So let me initialize to do task index variable, right? And now I think I can actually run this for loop, right? Okay, so initially to do task index didn't have any value, and when I executed this for loop, I can check that what is the value of my to do task index, and I can see here that after this for loop is executed, this to do task index is actually having an index of 1, because whenever we have an array elements, we have these are the indexes of the array elements that are actually 0, 1, and 2. An array I mean, whenever we are creating an array, this array is always starting with an index of 0. So this is the first element of the array is actually, or the first object of the array is having an index of 0. The second element of the object of the array is having an index of 1, and the third object of the array is having an index of 2, right? So I'm actually iterating the indexes, and I'm actually iterating the array, like the index will start from 0 and it will go till to do task dot length. I'm actually specifying a less than sign here because it will not go up till the whole length. It will go till to do task dot length minus 1, I can say. So let's say it started from 0. I mean, how this thing is working, let me just show you that very quickly. So just give me a second. So let's see how this for loop is actually working, right? So this to do task dot length variable is actually having a length of 3 initially, right? So here I can see that it is having a length of 3, right? So initially I is 0. So let me just perform the iteration. Initially I is 0 and I is less than to do task dot length. So it is having a value of 3, right? So I is less than 3, that is true. So what it will do, it will go inside this. So inside this loop, it will check that if ID to delete. So ID to delete is actually having a value of 2, right? So if 2 is equal to do task of I. So to do tasks of I is actually to do tasks of 0. So this is my to do task that I am currently handling here using to do task dot I. And if the ID of this to do task, so that means if the ID of the to do task which is present at an index 0, that is the to do task that is present at the index 0, if the ID of this to do task is equal to ID to delete. So is 1 equal to the ID to delete? No, this is not the case. So this statement will not execute, right? So what it will do, it will actually go at the end of the for loop and it will do I plus plus. So I will now become 1, right? And it will again check the condition that if I is less than to do task dot length. So if 1 is less than 3, so this condition is true. So what it will do, as this condition is true, it will actually come again under the for loop, and it will check that if id to delete is equal to do task of I dot id. So if id to delete, that is the 2, is equal to do tasks of I. So to do task of 1. So to do task of 1 is this particular to do task, and it will check the id of this to do task. So whether this id 2 is equal to id to delete. So in this case, this id is actually equal to the id to delete, right? So what it will do, it will actually assign the value of I to my to do task variable. So here you can see, let me just clear this one. So what it will do, it will actually assign the value of I to my to do task variable. So now this to do task index variable will actually have a value of I, and my I is 1, so it will have a value of 1, right? And again it will do I plus plus, so I will now have a value of 2, and then it will check whether 2 is less than 3. So 2 is less than 3, this is true. It will again come inside, and it will check whether the id to delete, which is 2, is equal to do task of I dot id. So to do task of 2, to do task of 2 is this particular to do task, whether the id of this to do task is equal to id to delete. So this id of to do task, which is 3, is not equal to 2. So 3 is not equal to 2, right? So this will not, this statement will not be executed again, and it will again do I plus plus. I will now be having a value of 4, and it will check whether 4 is less than 3. So sorry, it will be having a value of 3 now, because earlier it was 2, so it will be having a value of 3, and it will check that whether, so it will be having a value of 3, and it will check whether 3 is less than 3. So this is not the case, so this loop will break here, and we will come after this loop, right? So what we got to know, I mean, after iterating this loop, we got that the to do task index is now having a value of 1. So what we got from this loop, we got the index of the array item which we want to delete, right? Because we want to delete the array who is having an id of 2. So we got the index of the array item that we want to delete, and this is what we wanted, the index of the array item that we want to delete, right? Okay, so let me just move back here, and what I'm doing, let me just move to the console. So I got to know that the to do task index is actually 1, that is the id of the item which is matching with my id to delete is having an index of 1. So I got the index here, and now what I can do, I can actually use the splice function of my JavaScript, which is actually used to splice any kind of element from the array based on the index, right? So in the splice function, we can actually replace the items as well, and we can actually remove the items as well. So we are using it for removal, and we'll be learning about that only right now. So this splice function will actually, I mean, it is actually running on the to do task array, and it is actually accepting the index that from where we want to start the deletion as the first parameter, and the number of elements that I want to delete as the second parameter, right? So let me just do the splice here as well. So right now to do task is having 3 items, right? So I'll do to do tasks dot splice, right? And this splice method will actually accept the start, that is the starting index, as the first parameter, and the delete count as the second parameter, right? So the first parameter is the starting index, which is nothing but to do task index, right? So to do task index as the first parameter, because I want to delete from this particular index, and how many elements that I want to delete after this index. Let's say if I want to delete 2 elements, then these both the elements will be deleted, right? But I want to delete only one element now, so I'll be specifying 1 here, right? And as I just execute this splice method, it will automatically remove the element at the index 1 from my to do task array, right? Okay, so let me just open this to do tasks again. So if I just open this to do task again, I can see here that now I am having only 2 elements here, that is task 1 and task 3, and task 2 is removed, and it returned me the element that it removed. It actually removed the task 2, which was having an id of 2, because it was present at an id of 1, at an index of 1, I should say, right? So this task is now removed, and now I am having a to do task array with the 2 tasks remaining, task 1 and task 3, right? Okay, so this is how, I mean, the splice function is working. It is actually accepting the index from where I want to start the deletion as the first parameter, and it is actually accepting the number of elements that I want to delete as the second parameter, right? And the index, how can I get the index of the task that I want to delete? I can simply iterate all the tasks, and I can check that which of the tasks ID is actually equal to my ID to delete, and I can use that particular task index to store it in another variable, which is to do task index, right? Okay, so this is how, I mean, my deletion is working, and it should work fine here as well. Just let me close this window and let me try to delete any particular task. Let me add task 1 here, and I'll add another task here, task 2, and I'll add another task here, let's say task 3, right? And let's say I want to delete task 2, right? So I can simply click this delete button and task 2 will be deleted, right? I want to delete task 1. I can simply click this button, task 1 will be deleted, and I can simply click this button and task 3 will be deleted as well, right? Okay, so now I got to know that this method is actually working perfectly fine, and it is able to delete all the tasks that that I want to delete, right? So after splicing, I can actually show you the to do task list as well. So let me just show you the to do task list, to do tasks list. So this dot to do tasks, right? Okay, let me just refresh this page, and we'll be able to see the list as well. So let me add task 1 here, and let me add task 2 here, right? And let me add task 3 here, right? Okay, so currently I have 3 elements in my task. Let's say I deleted task 1, right? Okay, so this list is actually coming as a proxy object because that's how it's stored. Let me just stringify this thing so that we can see it clearly, right? Okay, so I'm actually converting it into JSON because the elements uh, that are there in the to do task are actually stored as a proxy object. So that's why I'm doing this. Okay, so let me just replicate this, and I'm going to add a JSON.stringify here, right? Actually, whenever this JavaScript variable is stored in LWC or Salesforce Lightning, it is actually being stored as a proxy object. So that's why it is showing me proxy there. But I'll show you how you can actually get the data of that proxy whenever you are logging, right? So you can just do JSON.stringify, and it will show you everything that's there in the array as a JSON in the JSON format. So we can see the values there, right? So let's see, we just add a task 1 again, and let me just add 3 tasks very quickly, task 2 and task 3, right? And let's say I deleted second task, right? So this is what it is present in my array. So I just JSON.stringified that, and I am able to see that task 1 is present with an ID of 1 and task 3 is present with an ID of 3, right? If I delete task 1 from the list, so in that case only one element is present, which is ID 3 and task 3, and in case I delete task 3 as well, so nothing is present, my array is empty. I can also see the same thing in the proxy object as well. If you just go to handler, and you will be able to see it in the original target. However, that's updated now, that's why it is coming as empty. Let me show that to you again in the original target as well. Let's say I added 3 tasks, task 1, task 2, and then task 3, right? Okay, so once I deleted task 2, I am able to see that 2 tasks are present, and I can actually see that in the proxy object also in the original target, that 2 tasks are present. So one is actually task 1 and another is task 3. But it is a little complex, so that's why we are actually I mean, it's better to use JSON to actually see the tasks that are actually present here. And if I go to our code, either you can use to do task to splice, or you can also use this dot to do task. I mean, I just removed this because this is fine. Even if I use to do task itself, it's fine because the element that I'm assigning to do task variable, it is actually passed as a reference. So this is not a copy, it is actually passed as a reference to the original this dot to do task. So it's fine if I'm using this everywhere, right? Because it's easy to use, that's why I use this, right? So we got to know that how we can actually add elements to the list like this, and how we are able to actually delete the elements from the list as well. So if I want to delete the elements, I can do that as well, right? Okay, so let me show you one more method to delete the element, which is little simpler than this one like we are doing currently. So what we are doing here, we are actually performing a for loop, and we are actually adding an if condition and checking that whether the ID to delete is equal to the ID or not, right? So what we can do apart from this, we can also use another method because we actually need to find the index, right? So what we need to do, we are actually doing at the end, we are actually finding the index of the item that we want to delete, right? So the first method, alternative method I should say, that we can use is to find the index by using the find index method, which is already present in our JavaScript, right? So I can just comment this thing, and I can comment this thing as well, and I'll be using another way by using to do tasks. So let me do just to do tasks dot splice, right? And inside the splice, I need to specify one as the second parameter, and in the first parameter, I need to specify the index, right? So here I want to specify the index that I want to delete, right? Okay, so how I can specify the index? I can actually use to do tasks, because this is an array. I can use the find index method of this array. So I have a method named as find index that I can use, and inside this find index, what I can do, I can actually specify a function which is a kind of comparator, which will be used to compare the to do tasks one by one. So let me just define a function here, and this function will receive each to do task one by one. So let's say it is receiving each to do task one by one, and I need to return the index of that particular to do task, which is having an ID of my ID to delete, right? So I'll be returning the to do tasks which is having an ID which is equal to ID to delete, right? So let me just save this and let's see if it is working or not, and then I'll explain you the code, right? Okay, so my page is being refreshed, and let me add a task 1 here and a task 2 as well. And if I'm going to delete task 1, it is actually being deleted. If I'm actually being going to delete task 2, it is also being deleted, right? So this is just another way of deleting the task by using the splice method itself that we were using in the earlier way. But the only thing that I have changed here is that I'm using find index method to actually find the index of my element which is satisfying a particular condition. So this find index method is already present in each and every JavaScript array that you are going to create, but this find index method take as a parameter, it is actually taking a kind of comparator function. So this function is actually known as a comparator function, and this function is doing nothing. It is actually taking each and every to do task again and again as a parameter, and it will return true if the to do task ID is actually equal to ID to delete, right? So once this comparator function is actually returning true here, and this true is actually being passed in the find index method, so find index method will actually return the index of that particular item, right? Okay, so from here we are actually returning true if the to do task ID is equal to ID to delete, and this true will actually being is actually being passed as a parameter in the find index, and find index will automatically return me the index of the item which is having this true condition, I mean which is having this condition as true. So this is a custom comparator that we have passed, and using which we are able to find the index of the item. So this is doing nothing. I mean, in simple words, I can say that I am finding the index of the to do tasks whose ID is equal to ID to delete. So I am just returning true in case the to do task.id is equal to ID to delete. You can add any kind of condition here to find the index of the element in other cases as well. Okay, so we got to know that how we can use the find index method to actually find the index of the element, right? I think I can specify that to you as well if my to do tasks variable is still there. Let me just check that if this actually present. No, this is not present now because the page was refreshed. Okay, so let me do one thing. In order to explain you this find index method more clearly, I'll create an array of to do task again, and I'll show you that, right? So I have created a task variable here, and I'll assign it to do tasks. So let me just execute this command again. So if I now check the to do task, I am having three variables here, right? So what I can do, let's say I want to find the index of the element which is having an ID of 2, right? So I can simply do to do tasks dot find index, right? And this find index will actually receive a kind of comparator. So I'll add a function here which is receiving, let's say, to do task. So you can name it anything. Let's say I'm naming it as my task or something like that, right? So this comparator function will actually return true if my task dot id which ID I want to delete. Let's say I want to delete 2, right? So if my task ID is equal to 2, it is actually going to return me true, right? And I'm going to just complete this and I'm going to close this. So as you can see here, it is already previewing me the result that the ID 2 will be returning an index of 1, because this is what the index of the element is, right? If the ID is 3, it will return me an index of 2, and if the ID is 1, it will return me an index of 0. So this is how, I mean, I'm getting the index using the find index method, that is actually accepting a comparator as a parameter, and this comparator will return true if the ID of my current task, which is there in the iteration. So it is actually kind of a for loop itself. So if the ID of the current task is equal to the ID that I want to delete, it will actually return me the index of that particular item, right? So this is how, I mean, it is returning me the index, and I'm using that index to delete one element, or remove one element from the array, right? And we can also use this particular method to make it more short. I mean, this is still long. We can actually do it in one line itself. So how we can do that? I can simply use a shorthand for this particular thing. So whenever we are using a shorthand, I mean the ES6 method, we can actually do it like this. Let me remove this everything, and I can simply specify that find me a to do task, and I'll simply add an imply sign here, and I'll say that return me this thing where to do task uh, is actually equal to id to delete, and I think I think this is fine. So return, no, I don't need to specify return as well. So this is how it is, right? Okay. Okay, so what I did, this is just a shortcut to this particular function that I have written here in one line. So how we can do, I mean, this function is actually accepting to do task as a parameter, right? So this is the parameter that I'm getting, and implies sign actually specify that I'm going to return something. So whatever I'm actually writing after this implies sign, that will be automatically returned from the function. So this is just a shortcut way to write a function where I'm actually returning something based on the condition, right? So this is actually my parameter which is going inside the function, and this is what I'm going to return. So I'm going to return to do task.id equal to id to delete, right? So this is a similar way, but it's more short, and you are actually going to do all this thing in a single line itself, right? So let me just write it in a single line as well because we are talking about a single line method, right? So let me just write it in a single line. So that's it, and I'm able to perform all that operation finding the index, and I don't need even this variable now. So I'm able to perform all that operation by finding the index and removing the element by using a single line that will be used to actually remove the element from the list, right? So let me just show you here also. First of all, the shorthand for this can be, I'll just remove the function, I'll remove everything up till return, and I'll add an implies sign there, and I'll remove this as well, and I think to task find my task, uh, to task for find my task. Yeah, I think we did some mistake. Let me just check it once again. So to do task is not defined. Okay, my page was refreshed. That's why the to do task is not defined. Let me just define to do tasks again, and now I can do this thing, right? So here I can see, just let me display the to do task one first of all. So these are my three to do tasks, and if I want to actually find the index of the to do task which is having an ID of 1, that is 0. If I want to find the index of the to do task which is having an ID of 2, that is 1. If I want to find the index of the to do task which is having an ID of 3, that is 2, right? So I'm able to find the index very easily by using this shorthand method where this is the parameter that I want to pass to my comparator. This is my return value, and all this return value is actually being passed in the find index method, and it will automatically return me the index of the element, right? Let me add task 1 here, and just close this window. Let me add task 2 here as well, and I'll add task 3 here as well, right? And let's say I want to delete task 2, so I can delete that. I want to delete task 1, I can delete that. I want to delete task 3, I can delete that as well, right? So it's very easy to delete the elements from the array, but the only thing that we need to do is to use the splice method. And the first parameter that the splice is taking is the index of the element that I want to delete, and the second parameter is how many elements I want to delete at once. So I want to delete only single element at a time. That's why I'm specifying one in the second parameter. So we got to know, we got to know about three methods using which I can perform the similar operation. So the first method was this. So this was the method one using which we got to know that how it's working actually. And now after this we actually short this method a little bit by using the find index method. And finally we use the ES6 syntax to actually short it a little bit more by actually converting it into a one line method, and we are able to do the same task again by using a one line method as well, right? So this is how we are able to delete the task from our to do task list, and I hope you are able to understand this thing. And now our to do task list is actually complete. I'm able to add the task here, task 1, task 2 and task 3, right? And I'm able to delete the task as well. So let me add one more task here, task 4. And let's say I want to delete task 1, I can do that. I want to delete task 4, I can do that. Task 2, task 3 as well, right? So in the next tutorial, what we are going to do, we are actually going to make use of this synchronize button to actually synchronize the data from my Apex and from my Salesforce. So in the next tutorial, we are actually going to deploy this LWC component to my Salesforce org, because right now it's not using any kind of Apex and anything. So we'll see that whether we can deploy this LWC component into our Salesforce org, and we'll be dealing with the Apex to synchronize the to-do task list for a particular user, right? Okay, so that's all for this tutorial, everyone. I hope you liked this and you were able to understand how I'm using it to delete the elements from my to-do task. And let me know your feedback in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, have a good day. Bye bye.